Our next approach to value is the income approach. And you use the income approach when you're making money from the property, probably on a monthly basis, because you rented it out. For instance, like you bought a 3-family home, for instance, and it's an investment property. You bought that house, you're renting out the apartments, investment property. So that's when you're going to use the income approach when you have an investment property. Here's the formula. The how do we want to say this? NOI. There you go. The NOI equals the value times the cap rate. Now, don't get too lost yet. Hang with me here. Like any good formula, you can write it more than one way. Here's another way you can write the same formula. NOI over value equals the cap rate, which stands for capitalization rate, by the way. So there's two things that I want to define for you. I know you know what value means. So let's talk about NOI first. NOI is the gross income that the property takes in over a year minus your operating expenses. So that's going to be whatever your monthly bills are. You might want to write that down. Operating expenses are monthly bills. And that is going to get you your net operating income. You might want to write that down. Your net operating income. You're probably going to want to know how to factor that for the exam. You should memorize this formula too. And a quick note, especially they might throw you a curveball. There is a difference between your monthly bills, like your taxes and the heating, the electric, whatever monthly bills you have as a property owner, and one-kind big-time expenses. So I don't want you to include anything that's a capital expense. A capital expense is a one-time, big-time expense. And you're not to include those when you factor out the net operating income. Might want to write that down. I'm going to say that again for you. A capital expense is something that you paid for once. Like you had to put a new roof on the building. That's a one-time, big-time expense. That's a capital expense. And it does not factor into the operating expense calculation or the net operating income calculation. So just keep that in mind. They might kind of give you a list of expenses, and in there might be like new boiler, $5,000. You've got to ignore that for the process of factoring the net operating income. This classic strategy on the exam is they give you too much information, right? And you've got to know which information to kind of filter out. So, pro tip there. That is a question that a lot of people got wrong historically, because they factored in the boiler when they shouldn't, when they were factoring the net operating income, and they got it wrong. Cap rate is kind of like the mile per gallon sticker for your investment. That's a really good way to think about it. The cap rate tells you how hard your money is working for you. So if you think of the value as the amount of money you invested, and then you think about the mile per gallon sticker as how efficient that money is. And just like when you drive your car, you want your mile per gallon to be high, right? You want 25, 30 or something higher. And if you're getting 12 miles to the gallon, that's not good. That's inefficient. And just the same way with cap rate. I would like for your basic 3-family cap rate to be somewhere, I don't know, around 8% or something like that. It varies with location. Cap rate tells you how efficiently your money is working for you. It's the ratio between your net operating income, basically your take-home pay, and the price you paid for the property, which is the value. All right, so let's do a little math. And we're going to give you the net operating income of $700,000. And let me write that over again. I don't think that came out that good. $700,000. We'll say that's for a year. And we know that we take the net operating income and it equals the value, which we'll call X. And we multiply that by the cap rate, which we'll use a dot to stand for multiplication. And we'll call the cap rate 11%. If you're looking at this now and you're saying, oh boy, I'm way over my head, that's okay. We're going to do it together in just a moment. But it's very common that they give you on the exam 2 out of the 3 variables, and you've got to solve for the missing variable. In this case here, the missing variable is value. I'm going to give you just a moment to kind of work on that for yourself. By the way, if you feel that you're a little rusty with your math, that's okay. I'm going to give you a tip. You can head over to Khan Academy. Khan Academy. Maybe I'll write that somewhere on the screen where you can see it. Here you go. Khan Academy, completely for free. And watch some of their pre-algebra videos or algebra videos, and absolutely positively free. Strong recommendation there. You'll see that his videos are a little bit like mine. Well, mine are a little bit like his. He's got like 7,000 videos or something. It's an amazing thing he's done. He's put all these educational videos out on YouTube completely for free. It's underwritten by like Bank of America and Microsoft. It's quite a thing. Khan Academy. Can't miss it. Go watch the algebra videos if you think you're a little rusty. All right, so I gave you a little time to think about this here. How'd you do? All right, let's do it together. So you might remember that the name of the game is to get X by itself. So over here, we're going to divide by 11%. 11% goes into 11% one time. And therefore, that will give us X times 1. Now, I know that X times 1 is actually just X. So good. I got X by itself. Perfect. But not done yet, because what I do to one side of the equation, I have to also do to the other side. And this is where some of you might have got lost. Over here, I got to divide by 11%. But I can't, because $700,000 is not in a percent format. So I got to convert it to a number without the percentage sign by moving the decimal point to the left, which 2 places, which means 0.11. Then I put the top number in the calculator first. And once I do that, I get $6.3 million and some change. I'm just going to round it off to $6.3 million. And that is your market value. Remember, each one of these approaches solves for market value. Earlier, we solved for the market value of the Mrs. McGillicuddy's house. Now we're solving for the market value of a 3-family or a shopping plaza, some type of investment property. This is probably not the market value of a 3-family house. This is probably like a commercial property or something like that. But some type of income property.